Hi, this is Becka L Jones, and this here is Bella, and I'm going to read from Dolphin Encounter today. This is my book, and it's going to be a short story, so I hope you like it. Claire and Noah walked out onto the beach holding hands. Each had snorkel gear and flippers in their other hand. They scanned the horizon as they looked for any sign of dolphin fins in the water. The ocean waves rose and they fell. Claire thought to herself this would be the perfect time to surf the waves, but Noah wanted to swim with the dolphins, and that's what they would do. Claire was happy that Noah was back on her island. He was living in Arizona with his dad, and they started a solar company in Kauai that would support good energy and help the Hawaiians not pay so much in electricity. Claire loved Noah so much. With all they had been through, he was a big part of her life. Claire shut her eyes and smelled the salty air. As the waves came in, they were lapping at her feet. When the water pulled back, it tickled her toes as the sand moved from under her. She opened her eyes and smiled. It was early morning and the sun was rising. Bright colors of orange, red, yellow, and pink sprayed the skies like paint on canvas. It was breathtaking. Suddenly, Claire saw a fin just barely peek the water surface about a half-mile out. A few seconds later, more fins glided across the water in a cluster. They must be feeding. Claire smiled at Noah and said, "This is it. Time to swim with the dolphins." Noah smiled like a kid in a candy store about ready to have the biggest piece of chocolate. Claire and Noah flopped down on the sand and hurriedly pushed their flippers onto their feet. They walked in the water, steadying themselves by leaning on each other. Claire wet her snorkel gear to put on, and she clumsily tried, but she couldn't get it right. Noah helped with hers, and then he put his on. They both started swimming toward the dolphins. As they swam, Claire had to stop and take her snorkel off. She was treading water as she yelled, "Noah, will you help me with this thing?" Noah swam back toward Claire and grabbed the snorkel as she exclaimed, "It's uncomfortable. I feel so confined and it's all fogged up." Noah laughed. "I see your problem. Your strap is too tight and you fogged up the glass." He adjusted it. "Here, I can fix it." Before Claire could object, Noah spit in the goggles and wiped it with his fingers to smear the spit around. Claire was shocked. She said, "I'm not wearing those after what you just did." Noah chuckled as he rinsed the goggles in the water and said, "What's a little spit? I washed in the salt water and they're good as new. No more fogginess." He was grinning as he handed them back to Claire. She grabbed them and put them on without a word. Noah was doing the butterfly stroke as he swam toward the dolphins. Claire yelled after him, "Noah, you're a great swimmer. I, on the other hand, am not a swimmer. I was born a surfer and that's all I know. You're definitely pushing my limits." She struggled as she tried to catch her breath. Noah laughed again as he said, "Swimming is easy once you get used to it." Then he put his goggles back on his head under the water, and he seemed to glide through the water with ease. Claire was treading water in one spot to catch her breath when Noah motioned for her to keep swimming as he pushed on. Claire took a deep breath and then pushed herself forward as she swam to catch up with Noah. Suddenly he stopped and looked under the water. Excitement washed over Noah as he saw the big gray spinner dolphins only feet away. He looked up at Claire with a big grin. He pulled his goggles off and whispered to her, "The dolphins are here." Claire was excited. She thought back to when her friend Caleb had died in a car accident and how her parents and she went surfing together to take a break. She remembered waiting for a wave when a dolphin had come right up to her and brushed against her leg. That had never happened before, and she knew things would be okay. It had been a month since Caleb died, and her heart still hurt. Noah was motioning for Claire to swim right up next to him. He floated in the water while the dolphins swam around them. They were swimming so closely to Claire and Noah. There was a mom and a teenage dolphin that were only a few feet away. The teen dolphin was showing off. It's as if he were used to human interaction. He swam right over to Noah and flicked his tail at him. Then he swam like a torpedo toward the surface and jumped high into the air to come back down and make a big splash. Dolphin was making a spectacle of himself as he circled and swirled around them. Claire and Noah were under the water watching the dolphin's silly antics, and he loved the attention. Claire and Noah came up for air and laughed about the silly dolphin. They took a few deep breaths and swam back down to watch the dolphins again. Now I'm going to stop there. I was just sharing a little about my chapter, and thank you for listening to the read of my Dolphin Encounter. I'm Becka L Jones. Please leave me a review if you've read anything of the A Summer Love series. This is the third one in the book, and thank you so much. Aloha.